Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23. It's round 21. It's a sprint weekend. We're heading to Sao Paulo for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And we have a new patch. 1.6 went live today, so team switching is now a thing. It's something that you can only do at the end of a season, but the only bit I can kind of show you right now is that we now have a new addition to our profile, and that's our team principal rating. So here you can see we have a current team principal rating of 689. I have no idea if that's good or bad or indifferent. It's there. So come the end of the season, we will have the option of trying to join another team if we want to. Now, we've already committed to doing a second season with Mercedes, but once that is done, we will then be looking to move to a new team, and we will kind of base that on how the rest of the grid is looking. We'll go for a team that needs a bit of work rather than a team that's competitive right from the off. So unless Ferrari absolutely self-implode next season, we won't be going Ferrari. Obviously, we won't be staying with Mercedes at the end of Season 2 because we'll be switching to another team. If McLaren are still in really rough shape, maybe we'll go to McLaren. We could maybe look at AlphaTauri or maybe Williams. Williams seem to be on a bit of an upward trend, so maybe not Williams. We probably won't go Aston Martin either, because we did 3 seasons of Aston Martin on the last game, and also they're relatively competitive. They don't need our help so much. So yeah, we've got some options, but we've got another season ahead of us before we get that far. So as well as team switching being added in, there have been a few little bug fixes apparently. Qualifying is a little bit different now. The tyres should warm up properly, so we shouldn't have to do 2-lap runs to get our tyres up to temperature. That'll be interesting to see when we do our qualifying today. Apparently, I saw on Reddit that there is a little tweak to the timing screen for qualifying. We'll pay attention to that when we get there. They have updated a couple of the car models as well. Aston Martin has had an updated car model. They've changed the side pods. That's the only noticeable change I've seen so far. It's possible there may be some other changes that I haven't picked up on. And apparently the Haas car has been updated as well, but I don't know what's been changed on that. We now have the little blue strip on George Russell's Halo, but we still don't have side pods on the Mercedes, and some Halo fine detail work has been updated on the Williams apparently. So that's it for car model updates. But yeah, the update is now live. How you doing, Farah, Bakir, Ultimate Racing Fanatic, Victor? Good to see you guys. Do I think they'll improve McLaren's performance to match their real life in a future patch? Probably not. I mean, they didn't with team performance last time out. I don't think they edited any driver ratings in the last game either. I mean, I know that they quickly reworked GP's rating. Giampiero, when Max complained about his rating not being high enough. I think that was pre-release though. But I have checked, and they have not boosted Oscar. Oscar stats are still as crap as they were when the game first came out. So, yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Right. We got everything prepped and ready last night, I believe. I just want to double check my car build going into this. See where we stand. 11th, 15th, 13th, 8th, 5th. Ugh, yeah, that's not great. Alright, did I give Lewis the brand new side pod? I did. Alright, so if we go back to car analysis, let's change to Lewis's car. Oh, there we go. Big improvement. Obviously, George running some older spec parts, so he's definitely up against it. But yeah, that's Lewis's car running the most up-to-date specs that we have in extremely limited quantities, which is why they're only on one car. But 4th in speed. Acceleration has improved to 11th. DRS still top of the pile. 3rd in low-speed cornering. 1st in medium speed. 5th in high speed and dirty air. And our other component stats are looking pretty decent as well. So that's encouraging. One other thing that has apparently happened is there is a bug, by all accounts, on cost cap. Or at least the visual figure of the cost cap. As you can see, it's projecting that we have 137 million left. From what I understand, this is just a visual glitch and that the figure still remains. So it is going to make it very tricky to figure out exactly how much we've got left, because it's just not tracking this bit properly. Yeah, we shall see. Is intense design affect future research or just affect future design? It just affects future designs. It doesn't affect research as far as I know. Right, let's set our targets. We haven't done that yet. So the incentive, 1 in Q2. That's very pessimistic. We'll easily get that done. 1 in the top 4. I think we can try and get 2 in the top 6. Obviously George is running a bit of a worn out car now. We'll get both into Q3, or at least I really hope we'll get both into Q3. Fastest laps, the incentive. Finish position, I'm just going to go with 2 in the top 10. That's 208, as opposed to 1 in the top 4. Yeah, it is worth more money. We'll try and get both in the top 10, and we'll see how we do with George. I know that some cars have brought updates, and we saw just how much George's car has taken a hit performance-wise with the lack of the new parts. And then, do we want to set a new streak? Can we set a new streak? We can for 3 races. So, let's say that both drivers will qualify in the top 10 for 3 races. There we go. Evening, Reek. Right. That is everything we need to do. So let's head to Sao Paulo.
Our F1 season brings us to Brazil for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Better known simply as Interlagos, the Autodromo José Carlos Pache sits between 2 lakes here in Sao Paulo. The home of the Brazilian round of Formula One since 1973, plenty of champions have been crowned here, with many more to come. Interlagos Sector 2 is a maze of twists and turns, demanding the highest downforce. Sectors 1 and 3 are high speed, however, giving drivers plenty to keep them busy around this thrilling track.
This weekend will be taking a slightly different form, as we have the addition of a thrilling sprint race thrown into the mix.
So, without further ado, let's get started.
Oh, we got a wet one. Oh, that's going to make things very interesting. Light rain in practice and the sprint. Moderate rain in the race. Oh, interesting. Higher likelihood that we might potentially suffer some damage. That's not good. Right, we cannot run Mick because we need to get our drivers prepped. And we have 1 less session to do that. Not good. Right. Let's start off with swapping out the engine. Down to 68% on George's engine there. I think it's just about inside its power loss threshold. Just look, see, power loss threshold 65%. So we're still kind of competitive with our engines, but it is now going to really start to play up once this Grand Prix is done. So we are going to get slower from today onwards. Right, Brazil wants 21 laps on a run. I've got two setups in the book. We'll start with a 7 and a 13, a 3.7, 3.15 and a 0.10. Yeah, there we go. So that's George's car set. Let's do Lewis's car. And let's have a look. So 7, 12, 5, 1, 9, 3.5 and 0.8. Yeah, very different setups, as you can see. Right, our guys are ready. Let's send them to the track. And as always, we'll do a lap in helmet cam, and tonight we'll do it in on the ham cam.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Evening, Mr. Water. How are you?
Radio's loud and clear. Radio check.
So what you may have noticed, there is a little bit of a visual bug. The little perspex shield, the material seems to have gone a bit wonky on that. We now have pocket squares in front of us as opposed to a clear material. I'm expecting that will get patched relatively soon.
And avoid all curbs. Avoid all curbs.
Yep.
I wonder if that is affecting Russell as well. Yes, it is. But there you can see we now have the blue stripe on top of his halo. That is the addition. It only appears, I mean, it doesn't look great in that view, but it doesn't look horrible, but it only really seems to be affecting helmet cam for that glass. I say glass, it's not glass, is it? It's perspex. Like a clear plastic. But yeah, it's not ideal. Right, let's speed these guys up. Let's get through practice one nice and quickly.
surface temps is still cool all round.
Battery is seemingly depleting quite a lot.
Copy. Copy. Well, take a look.
If we can have a balance check.
That's okay.
Okay, copy.
That's not encouraging. 67%. Ugh. We're very close for George though, 97. Big difference. But a lot of work to do for Lewis. So yeah, the change that I was alluding to earlier is that apparently now on this bit here, the timings tab that I'm kind of scrolling through there, apparently we now get an outlap indicator on the actual timing screen on this page, rather than having to go through the tab to see who's on in-laps, out-laps, fast laps, etc. I don't know if that's true, yet to see that, but we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll find out pretty soon. Ooh, that's very bad. Okay, everything needs to be changed. Right, let's find last year's book. I think just going to try first of all putting it on George's current setup, but I don't think this is going to work. 713 37. Let's have a look. No, it's not going to work. It's short. So there is a 4.6 that I've got, which has a 13 wing. That's a 6.5, 13, 4.6, 3.1, and a 0 from last year's game. And that actually looks potentially spot on. So we're going to trust in that setup. See if that works. Let's take a look at George. Did we just get a little fanfare there? For getting, an optimal range setup. Or was I hearing things? Gonna try that to see if that works. Alright, so George is back out already because all we did was just make a little front wing adjustment, which is always a quick change.
Attempts okay.
Actually, let's see if we can see some obvious improvements to the car models. Let's have a look. Where is Alonso? In the garage. Okay, let's have a look at Stroll's car. So I know they've changed the front of the side pods. I don't know if they've changed anything else. I haven't really spent that much time looking at the car model, to be honest. After the new patch, Rainbow on Lewis's helmet is black. Is it the same for everyone? Well, we'll have a look in a minute. So the side pods at the front of the side pod, near the inlet, the intake area, they have smoothed that out. It was a different shape. I think they have made a few changes to the back of the car slightly as well. I don't think it has quite as pronounced a scallop as it did previously. The Haas has also changed. Let's have a quick look, see if we can find a Haas on track to take a look at. I'm not sure really what has changed on the Haas. Again, didn't really spend a huge amount of time looking at the Haas in terms of its car model, so I'm not, without having a before and after, I can't really do a direct comparison to see what has changed, but apparently that model has changed as well. Right, let's have a look at Hamilton's helmets. We're still seeing the rainbow. Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, not seeing any obvious changes or glitches on that. Trying to find a good angle on the exterior view. Maybe we'll just have to wait till they're lined up on the grid for quali.
Temperature okay?
Surface temps are low all round.
Another change they've made in the patch is that apparently sliders now give more benefits in research. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. It's possible that our car might be a little underbaked going into next year. It's possible that the game may have just become very easy again if the sliders now give huge benefits. It's not going to affect anything we've already done, but any future research is obviously going to be affected by the change to the sliders in terms of, you know, how much expertise gain or performance gain you'll get when researching a particular area of a new part. You still can't slap everything to the right. That has not changed. And there we go. That setup was spot on. I'm going to write that into the book. So, 6.5. 13. 4.6. 3.1 and 0. There we go. 94. So we went the wrong way with George, but we lost only 3% when we were trying to find 3%. So that, to me, suggests that maybe just going the other way with the front wing will fix that issue. We'll double check that when we get back to the garage. Oh, there's that little fanfare again. It's just, I think it's just when it sets the driver prep level, we hear that. I don't remember hearing that before, so I think that might be something that's new. It doesn't look like I can actually correct. Maybe I can. We've got to try that, I suppose. It'll still be pretty close, but obviously we want to try and get George as prepped as we possibly can in terms of his setup, given that we can't give him the best parts. And there we go, session is done. So, Sprint Quali is up next. And we're seeing some penalties. Leclerc, Albon, Alonso, Tsunoda, De Vries, Sainz. So, new engine for Charles Leclerc, new engine for Carlos Sainz. That's going to make Ferrari very, very quick at the end of the season. Who else? Albon and Alonso. New engine for Albon. New engine for Alonso. Albon, not so much of an issue. Alonso definitely is going to be an issue. Who else? Yuki and De Vries. It doesn't really matter with those two. Okay, this weekend just got a little bit harder.
And the race weekend continues. Here we are now at qualifying.
In this session, drivers will be fighting for grid positions in the weekend sprint race. Only the fastest 10 will make it to Q3, where they're in with a chance of taking pole.
Charles Leclerc has been a talking point for many of late. Karun, how do you think he's doing so far?
They had an excellent performance in practice, setting a solid lap time. They must be feeling confident. But confidence doesn't necessarily mean success in Formula One.
So here we are, ready to resume.
Do engine stats change? No. They didn't in the last game. I highly doubt they're going to in this one as well. As far as I can tell as well, they're mostly identical to last year's as well. Oh god, George's ERS is almost gone. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. And Lewis's ERS isn't too far behind as well. 68%. When it gets to 40, it'll start playing up. So we've got a little bit of wiggle room. This is just quali, so I'm just going to leave that in for quali. We'll switch it for the race. Right, let's see how our tyres warm up in quali here. They should warm up a lot better this time. Alright, no rain in this session. Ah, yeah, there you see. It actually shows you who's on an outlap on the timing page. That is new. That's kind of cool. I like that. saves us having to flip over
just
to
focus on
this
the outlet.
status bar.
Yep. We should do some work on the brakes.
Copy.
Should be all clear. You're good to go.
So yeah, those tyres are already now up to temperature. That's encouraging.
go.
That's good to see. And that's before we've even got to the line, as you can see. So we shouldn't have to do 2 flying laps anymore. That'll save a little bit of wear and tear on the engine. George is being hassled, unfortunately, by a Ferrari. Max coming out the garage, as is Joe. And now Alonso's on his way out. So this will not be a representative time for the Ferrari, I don't think.
Keep an eye on that delta. Let's call the car and we'll box.
Hamilton does a 107.9 and is half a second quicker
So we'll just get
than
that
Sainz,
delta
who
negative.
was
We
kind
will
of blocked
box
on that lap, not able to use his brand new engine power. One thing they have done as well is they've changed the colour on the heating, so we now have a yellow phase. And I think this just replaces the orange phase. I don't think the tyres go orange anymore. I think this goes straight to red. So instead of going white to orange to red, it's now just white to yellow to red. It seems like a necessary change to me, but maybe they did it for mild colour blindness reasons. Obviously, for people who have serious colour blindness, there are different settings. But maybe they just made that a little bit easier for some people by changing that from orange to yellow. We've actually got a
There's
little
a
bit of
yellow
pace
flag
over
now.
Leclerc there. Yuki is up to his usual.
Oh.
We're quick enough to get through without running again. There's more time to find for George. Like I said, he had to spend his lap driving quite defensively to frustrate Sainz. So I think there's another 10th or two for George, but yeah, the top 6 starting to look very optimistic. Both of the Alpha Tauris are out. So those new engines did bubkiss for them. We're at 96%. Okay. It's pretty close. We can't get any closer than that. That's our best setup. All we can do now is change the front wing. Now we're locked into Parc Fermé. But 96 is good. I still might run 2 flying laps in Q3 anyway, just because of the whole trying to build confidence.
Just be careful with the warm-up. Okay.
Focus on the brakes a bit.
Copy.
And we might have to send Russell out for another lap. Let's see how he does without a Ferrari up his gearbox.
And circuit is all clear. Good to go.
All clear ahead. Good to go.
Looks like we might well encounter Ocon. And we should be clear for Hulkenberg. We shouldn't catch up to him. Max is leaving the garage now. This might work out really nicely, actually. We might just catch Ocon at the start of the back straight. No, he's going to be at full throttle now. Oh, George, fastest in the middle sector. That's encouraging.
Stand the delta. It's box.
Just 2 tenths off. Okay, I'm encouraged by that. A 108.1. That's what, 2 tenths slower than
So
we did
to
in
get that delta
Q1.
negative.
That's okay. Again, should be enough to get us through. Let's see. Science is going to improve. Albon might sneak through. Don't think anyone else is really going to move up the order that much. No improvement for Gasly. No improvement for Ocon. Here comes Sainz. Can Sainz get through? He should be able to. Yeah. So Ferrari first and second. Brand new engines, so probably not that surprising. Max does improve though and splits the Ferraris going into the next session. It's going to be tight at the top. What's my favourite track? I don't really have a favourite. I've got some that I do have soft spots for, some that I do really enjoy. This is one of the tracks that I really enjoy. We always seem to get good racing here. It's fun to drive on the racing games as well. And it's thrown up some spectacular racing in real life. Yeah, love this track. Spa is another one. Always going to have a soft spot for Spa. Right, let's stick with our usual plan when it comes to Q3 qualifying. So we'll do 1 lap on the old tyres and 2 laps on the new tyres and see what we can do. Mine's Monaco. I don't mind Monaco, it's just the cars are too big for Monaco now. It produces a very bland, boring race because there is no room for overtaking.
Oh, that's critical.
This is outlap normal.
Understood.
So here we go with our banker laps then. Just looking to set baseline times to get our confidence up a little bit.
It's all clear ahead. Good to go.
So the circuit should be all clear. Good to go.
Alonso is coming out of the pit lane. That might get in the way. It's only our banker lap, so it's not critical, but I'm certainly not expecting to see any purple times here. Alright, good baseline boost
Just
for
get that
Russell.
delta
Not
negative.
that far off actually. A 108.3, that's pretty much what he did in the last session. Oh, Lewis very slow. What happened to Lewis?
So keep that delta tight. So just confirming boxing and back into the garage.
Yep.
We got his confidence up a little bit, but I was expecting more than that. Looks like the tyres might have got a little bit too hot, maybe? I don't know. It's very odd. for him to be that far off the pace. Gearbox is still fine. Alright, so we'll throw on some fresh tyres, put in 2 laps of fuel, or enough fuel for 2 flying laps. And see what we can do. Alright, here we go.
Those rear brakes.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on the outlap.
Understood.
So we'll watch George's first lap, and then we'll watch Lewis's second lap.
So all clear ahead.
Should see a small improvement, I think, from Russell on this lap. Should see a very big improvement from Hamilton on this lap.
And circuit's all clear.
So
As you
you're
can
good
see,
to
we
go.
have got slightly boosted confidence, having done that earlier run. Russell's is higher because he did go to the top of the leaderboard, albeit briefly. Interestingly enough, Lewis actually set a personal best in the third sector on his warm-up lap, and is now potentially going to have traffic to deal with. Oh, that's not great. Improvement for George in the first, and same for Lewis as well. Oh, Lewis is going to catch the traffic at the worst possible place. Slow infield section. Hopefully we've got through without being held up. No improvement in the middle for Russell. Lewis is still behind the other cars, but he is improving. So Hamilton moves up to 5th, but I don't know. I don't know what his time was. A 108.6. Ooh, that's still not great. A 108.3 for Russell. So those Ferraris are very quick. Evening, Toby.
Track is all clear.
Again,
Good to
tyres
go.
seem to be slower cooling down for Lewis.
Circuit's all clear. Good to go.
Oh, George is going to get a really nice slipstream here. Coming up to the line before Alonso will peel out of the way. Oh, he lifted. He had to lift. Oh. That's ridiculous. Oh, great. Now the Ferrari's coming out right in front of us. No improvement in the first sector for George. Not surprising given the size of that lift on the main straight. No improvement for Lewis either. It's going to be the last two sectors that we see the improvement for Lewis. Assuming that we don't get held up here. Yeah, it's not great, is it? Not a great qualifying at all here. So no improvement for George on his second lap.
P6. Yeah, we're happy with that. We will box.
No improvement for Hamilton. A really bad qualifying for us here. Great. We've just lost.
Okay, let's call the car and we'll box.
Yep.
Oh, we're down to 9th. We just lost our sponsors. Didn't get 2 in the top 6. What did I set for the streak? 2 in the top 10. So I'm glad I went very conservative on that. Otherwise, we'd have just cost ourselves a few 100,000 there. But yeah, that is not great. 6th and 9th to start the sprint. Got our work cut out for us here. Although, when it comes to the race, both Ferraris and Alonso will have penalties, so that will knock them back a bit further down the grid. So here's hoping that they have a bad sprint, because that'll knock them even further down. Oh, and it's wet as well. I forgot about the wet. Alright, we're going to change Lewis's gearbox. There we go. Okay, 15 laps, here we go. Oh wait, no, this is practice. I was just thinking this is the sprint. Right, in that case, we can put the old stuff back in for a session. Okay, and again, we'll call our drivers in early if we need to. So it is going to be wet for pretty much the entire session. And off they go. After two Ferraris happen to have a little coming together with Alonso here in practice and knacker up those brand new shiny engines they've got, I would not necessarily be too unhappy about that.
A little bit of a strange noise. Just check everything okay?
Yeah, we're just taking a look.
Alright, halfway through the session, let's take a look at our prep levels. When do I call them in? Oh, track is definitely dried up earlier than expected. Let's call them in now. There we go. So, that's it. 91, 93. That's not bad. It's not 100, but I think at this point of the season, given how limited our engine resources are, discretion is the better part of valor here. And not going in with full prep is probably going to pay off a little bit more, at least in keeping our engines alive for a little bit longer. I know we're running practice parts, but we still need to have the practice parts available to not use the good stuff. speaking of the good stuff, it's time to slap it back in the car.
Hello and welcome as our Grand Prix weekend continues, and the sprint will soon be upon us. And after a season of sprints, this is the last one of the year. This circuit is certainly no stranger to overtakes, so I think we're in for a good one.
It's not only the starting grid decided here, though. The top finishers in the sprint have the chance to score crucial championship points.
Well, no doubts there'll be plenty of action today here at the Sao Paulo Sprint.
Right. We don't know what the weather's going to do. Oh, no, we do. So we'll go softs because it is going to start to rain. Question is, how much is it going to rain? Enough to need inters. Okay, so choosing the right point to make this switch could be crucial. I think that is probably the switchover point. I always get nervous on the first lap of a sprint when it comes down to not having a crash somewhere. We're not at the front, which increases the likelihood of something happening to Lewis's car significantly. Alright, here we go. Let's go sprinting. Oh, 3rd and 6th. Let's see if it actually gives us those changes or if they're not just showing that for the main feature.
24 laps around Interlagos awaits these drivers in what should be an entertaining sprint.
The 100-kilometer dash around Sao Paulo is typically packed full of overtaking opportunities.
Yeah, it's not showing us that
for
much.
a thrilling event as the season nears the end.
But just who comes out on top when the checkered flag flies? 24 laps around Sao Paulo in today's sprint.
Oh,
And
the
it's
Ferraris are on
lights out,
mediums.
And away we
Is that
go.
a hard tyre? But Stroll and Perez are on hards. Verstappen's on hards. What is going on here?
Let's go for it.
I am not complaining, but did not expect to see
Just showing you.
cars on hard tyres. Even on the mediums, those Ferraris are still going to be blisteringly quick with those brand new engines.
DRS has been enabled. Currently P6. So Perez next car. Verstappen behind you now.
Russell's a happy boy.
Push and hold it, overtake.
Copy.
Use the overtake.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got Russell on the back of Alonso and Stroll. Lewis on the back of the two Red Bulls.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Copy.
Charge the pack.
Yeah, copy.
Next, I'll think about getting the pack back up.
I need to push hard, but I don't want to burn the tyres out before that rain hits. Let's try and get a little bit more battery in the car and then see if we can punch our way through.
Let's charge that pack.
Yeah, we've eaten into those tyres quite dramatically. Let's try and cool them down.
If we could just drop back a bit.
Make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
Not too worried about fuel. We should start saving fuel relatively easily once the rain starts to come. But I don't want to push continuously because that will just leave us too much work to do with the fuel saving. Right, let's see if we can find a way through. Hamilton under pressure from Ocon.
Just push.
Right, here's a chance for Russell. Up the inside of Stroll. And he's through. Good lad. Alright, let's get him charging up behind Alonso. And Lewis has got past Perez, and so has Verstappen.
So we're low on battery at the moment.
Understood.
Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
Yep.
And that's Lewis up into 6th.
Just think about lift and coast efficiency.
Just reduce your speed.
Alright, let's see if we can
Just charge
close
the
the gap
pack.
to Stroll now. Getting on him pretty quickly. And Hamilton is now in DRS range as well.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
The encouraging thing is Max doesn't seem to have much pace. Didn't qualify amazingly well. He's down in 7th right now.
Pick up the pace.
So happy to push now.
Yeah, copy, all good.
And he's under pressure from Ocon. Oh, George!
It's got a bit of rear lock.
Go, 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 go. Come on. Come on. Was it really necessary for him to sit there that long? Alright. It's not the end of the world because it is a wet race. We could recover this for George if we can time the pit stop right. But it doesn't help. And it has knackered his tyres up. Meanwhile, the Ferraris are just pulling further and further away.
Possible to follow.
Got every chance here.
Go on with the look. There we go. Up to the inside of Stroll. Just what George did. Now to get Alonso.
This is good work. So currently P4.
Rain is 4 minutes away.
And we'll push.
Side by side. Let's back out. Let's let Alonso take the position back so that we can get DRS on the main straight. There we go. Russell is starting to close on Sargents. Did the patch give us the opportunity to meet the whoop? No. Sorry, Farah. Oh, crash for Stroll.
What happened there? Let's watch these cars as they head into turn 10. Oh, and the car with a nasty crash into the barrier. And they'll definitely be facing a few questions from the team
Well,
after
that's
that.
his race weekend ruined. Assuming he's still in the race.
Stroll stopped on track. There's a lot of debris. It's not going to be long now, mate.
It's cushion. Pace is still good, let's just keep it up.
Alright, so Stroll is in the pits.
Pick up the pace. And that's it.
I think Alonso is starting to push. Another yellow flag.
To turn 1.
That's Hulkenberg hitting somebody. What a surprise. Apparently the patch did not give the Haas drivers the ability to stop crashing into people either. Welcome, Adam. Welcome, Zane. Is F1 Manager worth it? I think so. I thought the last one was worth it. But this one's definitely an improvement.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Alright, so this is it. This is the lap that it's going to start raining. Oh. I don't know if the rain's going to come quickly enough now.
Copy. Make sure to keep these tyres in good nick.
And we still can't get past those cars. Alright, I've got to look after those tyres because they might have to go a fair bit longer.
Manage these tyres.
Welcome, Aiden. Thanks for the tips. Now second, got the third fastest car. Happy I can help. Alright. Need to try and break away from Alonso if I can, but I can't push because I can't burn out what's left of those tyres. It's going to be another couple of laps yet before the rain is heavy enough for us to need to make the switch to winters, and even then it's going to be touch and go as to whether or not it's going to be worth it. 3 laps? Yeah, I think 3-4 laps on inters is all that's going to be available, but I think it's going to be necessary. The pace difference potentially could be significant. You heard F1 Manager is getting multiplayer. I don't know where you heard that. Someone desperate for clicks, I'm guessing. There's a lot more that needs to be added into this game before they even think about a multiplayer mode, and I don't think a multiplayer mode would work that well anyway. This game doesn't need a multiplayer mode. Oh, another yellow flag. Very brief one.
That's... oh no, that's not quite what they would have wanted. Well, hope...
Well, we're not really gaining on the Ferraris. We're still a few laps away from needing to box. Might have to box early with Russell just to get him off those really, really worn tyres.
Charge the pack.
Next spurt of rain is about to hit. It's going to be slightly heavier.
Just push.
Got Lewis's confidence absolutely maxed out right now. These tyres are pretty much dead.
Box, box.
Let's see if we can at least get an undercut. Okay, it's a clean stop.
And the track will be clear on exit.
use the overtake. And think about left lifting coast.
To start reducing that management. Push and hold it, overtake.
All right, I'm going to box Hamilton at the end of this lap.
We have your pick confirmed.
In the boxes, sir.
Yeah, we can go for new inter.
Oh, Ocon just chopping across the front of his teammate there.
So just charge that pack. Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Yeah.
Roger, okay.
Right, I am banking on everyone else boxing as well. The track is getting wetter.
Just watch the white line on exit.
Got a yellow flag. Please don't bring out a safety car. That's going to just screw up my race entirely.
I've got yellow flag.
That Stroll is still going.
And round they spin. And there'll be words had after this, I'm sure.
Yeah, words like you're grounded, no pocket money for you.
So no need to charge the pack. Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
Melting the tyres, but need to. 'Cause if no one else boxes, this is a horrible decision. It's going to be really touch and go. The last lap and a half is going to be borderline. We should have a bit of a pace advantage at this point. Russell's doing 1:13.6s, although that's with battery, which he's now run out of. Right, let's check the gap to Perez. Is it closing? It is. Who's winning the drivers and constructors at the moment? Red Bull and Red Bull. Max and Red Bull. Although I have got Lewis up into second. No, third in the constructors. Actually, am I in second? No. I'm in third in the constructors, but very close to second. And I'm in second in the constructors, but third in the drivers, yeah. Oh, we're closing quickly on Perez now. Track has hit the sweet spot for us. We'll get the DRS. Because that hasn't been disabled just yet.
How many more laps?
3 laps remaining.
Is anyone going to panic?
So call the car.
come on.
So we are low on battery at the moment.
Get out of the way, Perez.
How many laps left, mate?
Come on,
2 laps
Lewis.
remaining.
Make the move. Okay, so this is going to backfire because Lewis, just for whatever reason, doesn't want to make the overtake. Come on! I am losing so much time here. I know how to play the game, Adam. You don't need to tell me, what to do. And I find battle assist pretty much useless. I never use it.
And 1 more lap.
Alright, let's try getting him into clean air.
Try and increase the car cooling a little bit more.
There we go. That's going to get him through. Wish he'd done that 2 laps ago. It's the same with George as well. George just... Oh, there we go. George is making the overtake. Oh, it's going to be a horrible sprint feature race for George. He's going to be so far down. Look how much time we lost, though. We're 2.6 seconds ahead of Perez already. 3 seconds ahead of Perez. In half a lap. Still, Hamilton started, what, 9th? So we've gained 4 places for the main race. Russell, though, is going to have a hell of a weekend trying to get himself back up through the order. He still can't get past Joe.
Let's keep pushing, guys.
Oh no, it was Bottas who was stuck behind. All of a sudden, Russell's come alive. Alright, so not the best sprint race. We did get some points though for Lewis. We've got 5 points. No.
The Red Bull team are going to be celebrating
5
tonight,
points.
I bet. Ladies and gentlemen, this year...
But as I say, we gained 4 places and 3 of the drivers in front of us have all got grid penalties for the main race. So that puts Lewis in P2 for the main race. George is still going to be way down there.
The excitement is building, there's electricity in the air. But there's no surprise in that. It's race day.
Brazil loves a home racer, and none more so than the brilliant Ayrton Senna. His victory here at Interlagos in 1991, fighting a broken gearbox, is one of the most emotional moments in F1 history.
Now, in terms of George Russell, Karun, how do you think he's going to be feeling going into this race?
They don't seem to be getting the best from the car right now, to be honest. Not sure if it's the balance or just an issue with confidence, but something needs to change.
And when it comes down to it, there's simply no telling what will happen here in the ups and downs of Sao Paulo.
Right, race day. It's another wet one. Going to be starting borderline wets. By the I've got a couple of laps of dry running, so let's take a look. We're going to be looking to stop probably around about lap 15, and then it's probably going to be inters for the rest of the race. The one plus of having our drivers split up the way they are is that they're not going to trip over each other when the box for wet weather tyres comes. So I'm going to take lots of fuel out here. I'll take 6 laps of fuel out. Yeah, we've got 2 races to go after this. Las Vegas and then Abu Dhabi.
We're not too far away from the race start here as we edge closer to the 71 laps of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Our attention shifts to Lewis Hamilton and what he can produce in this race.
They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds after lights out.
But just what will happen here, your guess is as good as mine. Who will win? Only time will tell. Here at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Oh, it's a good start for Lewis. He looked pretty lively off the line there.
Just show me what you got.
Yeah, I got
No, he got jumped by Perez.
Let's go for it.
And that's okay, I'm not using battery. Not yet. It's deliberate. Russell's not as far down as I thought he was going to be. He's 11th right now. Some of that's down to penalties. Let's have a look. Leclerc, Albon, the 2 Alpha Tauris. Piastri's got back past again. Sainz is in P8. Where's Alonso? Alonso's 19th. He's at the back. Even in harmony. Okay, so I want to wait to the end of this lap if I can before I activate the battery. That should hopefully then give me the opportunity to sprint away. Got a yellow flag. Yeah, just debris running wide. It doesn't affect our race.
Has been enabled. So you're currently P3. Perez ahead. Ocon behind.
Push and hold, overtake.
okay.
Why is debris on the grid? They updated the game because this game starts at the beginning of 2023, and De Vries was in the car at the beginning of 2023.
Just introduce a little bit of lift and coast.
Understood.
Use the overtake.
Understood.
And that's Perez out of battery. Just for you, Farah. A little whoop.
And just charge the pack.
Understood.
Charge the pack.
And just have a think about getting the pack back up. So let's uplift and coast all wheels. Close up.
Alright, there we go. Got through, got a nearly full battery. Hopefully we can drop Verstappen on this lap. Are we going to go long? Against what? I mean, everyone's going to be boxing at the same time for Inters, so you can't really go long.
Let's just work on getting that pack back up. Just need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
We can make sure we get the fastest lap before the rain falls.
Yep.
Alright, please tell me that Russell got the DRS there. Nope. Damn it. Right, we can get the move done, hopefully. But Russell in peak confidence. That's the other good thing about him starting a bit further down, is that a lot of quick overtakes will help get his confidence level up very quickly, which has been the case here. I want to get past Gasly ASAP though. Right, can we hold Gasly back? I think we can. Yes, we can. Yes. Right, good stuff. George is on the move. Let's start saving some fuel with
We'll
Lewis.
just need to introduce a little bit of lift and coast.
Save a
So
bit of
leave the
battery
meters
as
in
well.
Let's charge that back.
We're in pretty good shape with our tyres at the moment. Russell's actually still got the best softs on the grid right now. He's not been pushing quite so hard. Perez not having a great race again. Down to fourth now and dropping off the back of Ocon, who's pushed right up onto the back of Max. As we get into DRS range on the back of the two Haas cars, this could be dangerous. Meanwhile, we are just slowly chipping away at that fuel and saving some good battery here. Rain's going to start in just a few minutes. Looks like lap 14 is going to be the ultimate crossover point, so maybe a lap 13 box for Russell. Even Marcel. Pray that Ocon and Max do a small remake of Brazil 2018. We'll see.
It's raining hard now.
There you go. So happy to push now.
Leclerc's fighting his way up. He's now right behind Gasly. Oh, I thought for a second we were going to dive up the inside of the pair of them then. That would have been a very brave move. And potentially, given how crashy the Haas is like to be in this game, potentially fatal as well. But we'll swoop around one of them and immediately go on the attack against the other one.
Good job.
Ocon has got past Verstappen. Ocon up into second place. And there goes George. And he's up into sixth. What a great race this has been for George so far.
Let's start pushing them.
Sainz now past Perez. Perez falling further down the order. That helps in the championship for Hamilton. should switch places with Perez. If he hasn't done already. I can't remember if we did or not. Don't think we did. And we're opening up a nice gap to Max at the moment, which is going to get us hopefully clear of the pit lane drama when everyone starts boxing.
It's not going to be long now, mate.
1.2 seconds faster than Perez on that last lap. Big Rain is just a few minutes away. Hamilton did get Perez. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember if we had got him or if we were just behind him.
And we can drop the lifter coast for now, we'll make it up later.
Going to start getting very wet on the next lap. I think that's going to be our boxing lap.
And just have a think about getting the pack back up. Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre. Okay, box, 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 box.
So this lap.
New inter.
I think the others might have boxed just a little bit too early there.
Those signs in the pit lane.
Oh, maybe not. That track's getting very wet very quickly. Have we gone too long? Oh, I hope not.
So it's hammer time.
Understood.
Oh, pit stop issue for Sainz.
This one.
We've got Sainz making the pit stop. But that jack just won't go down.
And then he's getting held by a few cars as well, which held up Leclerc, who was behind him. So we've probably gone a lap too long, but at the same time, we're pushing hard, and we're going to avoid that pit lane chaos that's going on right now. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's going to be a hindrance, but it's also going to be a benefit. Hamilton should still get out ahead of Verstappen. I don't know where George is going to come out.
So maybe Slippy on mid-exit.
Understood.
George will be P6. Well, you say that, and then it's territory where he was very slow to the final sector, and everyone else is already on the right tyres, so it's not necessarily.
That's it.
Just keep an eye on your mirrors.
I'm lucky I might be able to get him out ahead of Sainz here.
sure keep these tyres in good nick.
Come on, get out ahead of Sainz, get out ahead of Sainz. Nice. Very nice. We actually gained a position for George, I think.
If we could just drop back a bit.
2.5 seconds ahead of Sainz. Fantastic. We've got a 5.5 second lead to Max. And we're cruising right now. So let's focus on George, who might be closing on Perez by the look of it. He is. Sainz is closing on us, but we should be able to hopefully clear Perez before Sainz gets to us. What is George's target? I would have said top 6 going into this, thinking I was starting in 19th, forgetting about a couple of the penalties. We started 11th and we got him up to 5th. Podium is potentially on. It depends on how quickly the Ferraris come through.
Push and hold, overtake. And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Come on, George. We are gapping Verstappen right now.
There seems to be some grey clouds in the distance.
So sick and tired of hearing that.
Let's push and get past him. Just cool along.
Copy.
Nicely done, George.
Just reduce your speed. Charge the pack. Let's just manage these tyres.
Alright, hopefully we can avoid being immediately retaken by Perez here. Just want to get those tyre temps back under control. We've got to make sure that we've got the option of taking these tyres to the end. Where is George in the standings? Yeah, not great. Seventh, I think. Alright, lapping about the same pace as Ocon. Just trying to bring those temps down. Luckily Perez doesn't seem to have an answer for us. And Perez now under pressure from Sainz. Hopefully he'll put up more of a resistance than he did against us, which was pretty tough anyway. We had to step in and help Russell out there. So I'm hoping Sainz will get held up here. And without DRS, he should find it quite tricky to get past Perez. Alright, let's turn off the fuel save for now. Let's start trying to gap Perez, get closer to Ocon. Let's keep an eye on Sainz in his attempts to get past Perez. Is he going to get him into turn one? No. Good defending from Perez. Leclerc stuck behind Hülkenberg. And then there's a big gap. Sargent is in 9th. Sargent, the big beneficiary of the pit lane chaos there. He's all the way up in 9th place. And he's creating a big gap between him and Leclerc as a result. So Hülkenberg's doing us a favour. Maybe feeling guilty about destroying our chances at Monaco. And holding Leclerc up for as long as he can. It's not going to please the parent company. And Perez is still holding up Sainz for us as well. So it's going quite well at the moment. We've got Hamilton in the lead and gradually stretching that gap to Verstappen while doing some fuel saving. Russell is now starting to close on Ocon. And they see Sargent doing 117s. Oh, here's a chance for Sainz. Can he throw it up the inside into turn 4 here? No, he can't. Good defending again. Right, how's our tyre wear looking? Back under control for George. Slightly above the curve for Lewis. Right, here we go. Sainz now deploying and finding his way through. Perez out of battery. Going to be a bit of a balancing act trying to keep pace up and tyre wear down here. Let me just explore what a two-stop would look like. I'll think about that. I'm going to stick to the one stop for Lewis, I think, but the two stop for Russell, possibly. Can I sacrifice Russell to mess Verstappen up? What do you mean by telling him to drive into Max? Unfortunately, you can't issue the kill title rival command to your drivers. I'm quite prepared to let Sainz through. Sainz is obviously quicker than us. We're ahead comfortably of Ferrari in the constructors, so this, and Russell's nowhere in the championship, the drivers' championship, so this is not necessarily a bad thing for us if Sainz goes through and then we follow him. And he'll pull us up onto the back of Ocon and then Verstappen.
careful with the car.
Copy.
Ooh, yellow flag. That's Ocon. Ocon locking up.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Here we are then looking at turn 12. Oh, and the car locks up. And they ended up their own passenger.
All right, so 7 seconds to Verstappen, who's pushing. He's trying to catch Hamilton. Sainz is already closing that gap, and we're tucked up nicely in his slipstream as well. And that was just a one-lap push by the look of it for Verstappen, or he pushed for a couple of laps and we didn't see the first lap. But Sainz has taken half a second out of him on that last lap, and we're going right along for the ride. Now, if the track gets to 1 or below 1, which it might do, might stay just above 1, but if it gets below 1, DRS will activate. And then as soon as it gets back to 1, the DRS will switch off again. So we've potentially got the chance to leapfrog our way back in front of Sainz without even trying here. Oh, yellow flag. That's Norris with the lockup.
Right, here's the action at turn 10. And the car just locks. And hopefully there's not too
Just
much
keeps it
damage
out
to
the barrier.
tyres.
Leclerc is now away from Hulkenberg. Pulling away quite quickly, as you can see. 6 seconds up now. Gap to Max now up to 8 seconds. You want to get the game, what tips do I have for a beginner? What system are you getting it on? Are you getting it on PlayStation, Xbox or PC? on Xbox. So you'll get...
Hold overtake.
I'll wait for Harmony's response. Sykes is on a bit of a push. On PS5. Okay, you'll get the PS4 version as well.
Copy.
If you like doing your platinums, this isn't an overly complicated platinum. And depending on how you do the races, whether you do them at real time or you just whiz through them as quickly as possible, then it's not that one. I would say do what I did and go for the platinum quickly on the PS4 with Red Bull. It'll give you a chance to experiment. You'll have the fastest cars and the fastest driver in Max. So you should be able to knock, your championship trophies out in one season. It'll give you a chance to experiment with upgrades without it being overly detrimental if you get one wrong, because you'll still have an incredibly quick car. And then once you've got the basics of the game down, then start a file on the PS5 and just play the PS5 version. Once you don't even, if you don't want to do platinums, then you don't even have to touch the PS4 version. You could just do everything on the PS5, but I would say use the PS4 as a test bed just to try things out, and then you can go to PS5 with a good understanding of what to do. That, and keep watching my streams, because you'll be able to see the sort of things I'm doing, and you can always ask questions, and I'll try and answer them for you. If you're curious as to why I'm doing a particular thing, I can always talk you through my process on that. But one thing I would say is do not go looking for how to get good threads on Reddit or something like that, or watch videos saying, easy strats and stuff like this, because I don't know if it's going to be the same for this game, but the previous one had definitely had a meta that once you knew what it was, you had to deliberately handicap yourself, otherwise the game became way too easy. And, it got very boring. Oh, and the other bit of advice I would say is get yourself a little notebook, and then when you get strong setups, 100% setups, write them in your book, so that when you get to that track in the next season, you've got a good, strong starting point. Any tips for Xbox? Exactly the same as PlayStation, just swap PS4 for the Series X version. No, sorry, for the One X version. Track is getting wetter again. Nearly 2 mil. Let's take a look at tyres now. So Sainz might be two-stopping. He's pushing those tyres very hard. Yellow flag. Oh, is that Ocon having a crash?
Oh, we've had a crash.
It is Ocon and Leclerc having a coming together. That's a penalty for Ocon for turning in. Okay, so that's damaged Ocon and Leclerc, well, potentially Leclerc's tyres, but it's definitely damaged Ocon's tyres. I didn't see any damage to the car. Front wing looks intact, but he may have suspension damage or chassis damage. Take a look at Ocon. Front wing looks intact. Again, may potentially have suspension or chassis damage from that. And you can see, ever since we tucked in behind Sainz, we've just been pulling away from Perez. We're now 10 seconds ahead of him. And I think that was Max that we just saw flicking through the top of the shot there. It is. Max is almost within striking range. We can pit Lewis and he would still be ahead. He's only 10 seconds. He's not even 10 seconds ahead. He's come out ahead of Perez. There's absolutely no need to box Hamilton. Look at his tyres. He's got full battery, fuel savings going gangbusters, and we're still pulling ahead of Verstappen. How much time do you lose in the pits? A lot more than 9 seconds. Probably around about 20 on this circuit. Alright, Max is pushing. Sainz is just a little bit quicker than us at the moment. But I'm not going to push. I'm not going to push George. Just going to keep things calm, keep those tyre temps under control.
Just reduce your speed.
Coming.
Just want to wait and see if Sainz or Verstappen boxes. If they do, I will push George like crazy and then try and overcut them. Max's push is over again. He's just having these little one-lap pushes, but he's not really getting where he needs to. Let's stop fuel saving with Lewis.
And think about left lifting coast.
Yep.
Are there any battles of any note going on right now? Not really. Sykes has eased off a bit. His tyres are starting to go, I think. Let's see if we can close the gap up just a touch. Is the weather staying like this? It looks to be, but our weather centre isn't the greatest, so there's no guarantees. And Ocon is in the box. That's for a fresh set of inters. So that to me suggests that other teams are going to do the same.
Just stay close to him.
Okay, 5-second penalty served. Fresh tyres are on. Is the weather predicting any better this time around? I haven't seen any of the really bizarre, it's not supposed to be raining but the track is still soaking, or the rain has stopped but the water level keeps going up. Haven't seen any of that this time around.
Charge the pack.
Yeah, copy.
Right, that's a Williams behind us. I don't think we've lapped anybody yet. Oh, we have. Oh, we've lapped Alonso. Have they boxed? Yeah, they've boxed. Yeah, Alonso's boxed. Albon's boxed. Got a spin out there somewhere for someone.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
That's Yuki again.
As we look to Decido de Largo. Whoa, and there it goes.
Evening, DeVito. That's Logan Sargent in the box. Waiting for Russell to see whether or not Sainz is going to box. Hulkenberg boxes. Yeah, Verstappen and Sainz, I think they're almost certainly going to have to box again. And if they do, then I'll box Hamilton on the following lap. But if they don't, well, you know, I'm burning my tyres up here. And I still have a tyre advantage. But given the fact that Williams is still close behind, it is going to be the right move to box. I'm going to do it this lap, actually.
Box, box.
Yes, box.
We're going to go for the undercut. Okay, 2.1. Decent stop. Clean as well. No mistakes. We are going to come out behind Leclerc, which I was kind of hoping we could maybe avoid, but we're not going to be that far behind him. And we've lost about 20 seconds, 21 seconds on that pit stop.
Push and hold, overtake.
Copy.
Alright, couple of quick laps like this. There's an AlphaTauri of, I think, is that Sonoda? No. That's Debris just popping out, by the look of it, in front of Perez and Leclerc. And Leclerc boxes before Sainz. I'm surprised by that. Science looks to be... Yeah, Science is pushing. He's probably going to box at the end of this lap. That or he's responding to me pushing. Leclerc back out ahead of Gasly. A long way behind Russell. Got the overtake done. Nice. Now inside the a pit stop. So we have undercut Sainz and we've almost undercut Verstappen.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Copy.
That's assuming that they stop. I mean, I'm pretty certain they're going to. It's just a question of how much longer they stay out. Hamilton can make it to the end, so we don't have to box him. But I will box him if Max and Sainz come in. Just in case there's something like a safety car. And then they end up right on my tail with much fresher tyres. And there is Sainz into the box. So we will beat Sainz out. And we should now beat Verstappen out as well. It's a clean, quick stop for Sainz. Here comes George. And there's Sainz, and he's going to come out right behind Perez. Oh, they're side by side. Oh, that was close. Really kind of hoping that Perez would get in front of Sainz there. Never mind. We are 18.5 seconds behind Verstappen. And it's around 19-20 seconds for a pit stop. So it's going to be touch and go, but we should get out ahead of Max. And we are going quicker than him, even though we're cooling the tyres back down and saving some fuel. Might see Max box at the end of this lap. He's coming in. So, let's have a dodgy pit stop, please. No. Problem-free stop. Sainz has jumped him as well. I was kind of hoping that Sainz would be right behind Max and then would hassle Max and give us a bit of breathing room. Alright, precautionary stop for Lewis. Like I said, just in case there's a safety car.
And all box for the Inter. Pick up the pace. pit entry is slippy.
Understood.
It's an okay stop, 2.2, no issues.
Traffic on exit.
Science nabbed us. See if we can get back in front of Science here.
So happy to push now.
Yep, fine.
Charge the pack.
Copy.
And we'll just have some PU cooling.
Copy.
Back in for the slipstream on the main straight. Alright, getting hassled by Max. Science is threatening to break away a little bit. Don't really want to push the tyres too hard, but
Let's push and get past him.
need to stay on the right on the back of Science.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Understood.
Avoid all curbs. Avoid all curbs.
Understood.
So we're just going to try and ease the wear on the car while we're comfortable in the lead here. Got to make it last another 2 more Grand Prix weekends. And we're really going to be up against Ferrari. in the next Grand Prix. At Vegas. A lot of very high power sections. Their new engines are going to work wonders for them there.
If we could just drop back a bit.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be nice to get a 1-2, but as long as I can stay ahead of Max, I say that as Max immediately overtakes us. As long as we can get back in front of Max, then that will be mission accomplished for George. Oh, wow, Leclerc is really pushing right now. 1:13.0 on that last lap. Yeah, Max is pushing as well. I thought he was. Let's keep him on the racing line. Let's see if Max and Sainz take a bit of time out of each other here. Can't let them get too far ahead. Just hold station a little bit longer. This could potentially be problematic with a Haas with a new engine and fresh tyres right behind us. We're still losing time. Alright, we're going to have to push.
Push and hold it, overtake.
Copy.
Just stay close to him.
Melting these tyres again. Really badly. Let's try and do it without melting the tyres.
Just reduce your speed.
Alright, copy that.
Alright, Max making a move on Sainz. Didn't get him. You saw they've updated the new stuff. Yep, patch 1.6 went live on all systems today. Ooh, there's a little clump of traffic right in front of us there. Piastri, Albon, Stroll. Just a couple of corners ahead of us. There they are. Just saw the back of them there. Here's a chance. Alright, we've broken away from the Haas. That's good. We're out of battery again. That's not so good. Chance for Sainz and Verstappen to kind of trip over each other a little bit, trying to work their way through this traffic. Even if we can't necessarily capitalise by overtaking, at least we can maybe close the gap, depending on where they catch them. Ah, they caught them at the slowest part of the track. Excellent. Oh, Max got screwed over. And Russell swooped straight on past Stroll. And now past Albon. And straight past Piastri. So that definitely worked to our advantage there. Sainz managed to get through without really being held up that much.
Make sure keep these tyres in good nick.
Yep.
Just about getting those tyre temps back under control.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Copy.
Is there more traffic in front of us? Nope. It's Max. Okay. Dropping off pace-wise again. Tyre temps sneaking back up again. I don't know if we've got enough in the car to get back in front of Max. I think I've pushed the tyres too hard. Safety car now would be amazing. So I've got enough of a gap to either get out in front of Leclerc or right behind him on brand new tyres under a safety car. And then it'll close the field right back up. It'll sort Russell's fuel out so I don't have to do any fuel saving. It'll allow me to recharge the battery and be right on the back of those two to really go at them in the closing laps. And Lewis can just sprint as soon as the safety car comes in. If we're going to get one, kind of need it to be about now. And we are just losing time again. I don't have anything left for George, really. So I'm just going to have to melt the tyres. That's all I've got left. We don't have a huge number of laps left. I'm really going to struggle for traction against them in the last lap or two. If I can get in front of Verstappen, I'm prepared to just park the bus and let Sainz scamper off into the distance. Rather than continue. Well, I suppose we might, if we can get in front of Verstappen, we might as well try and get in front of Sainz as well. Big question is though, can we get in front? Can't even catch them at the moment. We've got a Williams up front, that is Sargent. The really important thing is we've got through this weekend, and I know I'm jinxing myself here, but we've got through this weekend without any issues, so that does give me the option of maybe putting one or two of Lewis's spare parts onto Russell's car for the next race, make him a little bit more competitive again. Is that Sainz breaking away? It is, yeah, 12.8, that's a quick lap. We spent almost this entire race riding with Russell here. This has been our easiest win of the season so far, assuming that we don't screw it up. But we've got tyres for days, we've got fuel in reserve which was still burning off, we've got a full battery and a 14-second gap. Is it 6 wins in a row? It will be if you, well, depends if you're counting sprints. In terms of race wins, you know, main race wins, yes, it'll be 6 in a row. We didn't get the sprint. Started 9th, finished 5th with Lewis. And Russell had a bit of a nightmare. Right, the Williams does potentially hold Verstappen up just a touch.
Only 5 laps.
No such issues for us. We've managed to get a little bit of battery back in the car. Enough to hopefully enable us to push past Verstappen if we can get onto the back of him. Sainz is gone. we're not going to catch Sainz now. But that's okay. And as long as we finish ahead of Max, that's more points in our favour in the Drivers' Championship.
Just show me what you got then.
We have worn these tyres down to the canvas almost. Really don't like pushing them this hard for this extended period of time, but we don't really have much of a choice.
3 more laps. And 4 laps remain.
And Max is on a push. He's trying to close that gap back to Sainz. Oh, can we get him? It's going to be so close. The track is getting wetter, which doesn't do us any favours considering we are turning these tyres into slicks. And not very quick slicks at that.
How many more laps?
3 more laps.
Understood.
Oh, come on, George. I'll give you what I've got, which isn't much.
Push and hold it, overtake.
Covering.
We are closing that gap. Look at our tyres.
2 more laps.
And that's it, back out of battery again.
Charge the pack.
Understood.
Oh, we're so close. They're just out of reach. I'm just not going to have enough to get them. They're going side by side. Come on, take each other out on the first corner. Ah. Alright, take each other out in turn 4. We have pushed these tyres all the way to the brink of failure. We just didn't have quite enough in the car. If we were running the same components that we had on Lewis's car, this would not have been an issue, but with a sprint weekend, we had to protect Lewis, make sure that we didn't incur any more emergency manufacturing costs.
Congratulations to the team.
Oh, and it's Hamilton! Lewis Hamilton with the win today. It's a win for Lewis Hamilton.
Without doubt, a stellar performance. Something that'll be seen as a real highlight this season.
Yeah, just couldn't quite do it. But Sainz did hold off Verstappen, so that is some more points taken away from Max. So Max will get 15 points. Lewis will get 26 because he got the fastest lap before the rain came. Some decent points for Russell. We've outscored Ferrari, so we will extend our gap to them in the Constructors' Championship. We've outscored Red Bull, so we will close the gap a little bit to them, but yeah, they're too far ahead. Well, that is 6 race wins on the trot for that man, Lewis Hamilton, who gets ever closer to the Drivers' Championship.
Wow, what a fantastic drive from Lewis Hamilton.
An inspired strategy from the team there. What a well-deserved win that was.
The team has been waiting patiently there, and you can see just how much it means to each and every one of them. The highly decorated record breaker from Stevenage once again taking to the podium.
6 wins now in this season, they're not flagging. A mighty impressive victory.
And that means, here in Sao Paulo, it's party time. And as proceedings start to wind down here, what will Mercedes have made of this result, Karoom?
They'll be absolutely delighted to have picked up the win here. What a great outcome that is for the team.
And from our team in Sao Paulo, a big thank you for joining us this weekend.
The next round of the season will see Formula One return to the States as the glitz and the glamour of Las Vegas awaits.
So there we go, confirmation of the final standings. Lewis, what a race, just easy victory for him in the end. Got him up into the lead relatively early on. He was never threatened from that point on. Absolutely cruising at the end there and still able to stay comfortably ahead of Max and Carlos. Good race for Carlos, actually, gaining 7 places. Russell gaining 8 places. Leclerc up 12 spots. And Alonso comes from the back of the grid to gain the last point available. We look a bit further down. Bad race for Lando. Started 10th, dropped all the way down to 20th. I think McLaren is where we're going after this. After we've done our second season with Mercedes. Unless they have a stellar season next year, I think McLaren could well be the team for us to take on. Any other big movers and shakers? Magnussen dropping 9 places despite that new engine. Hulkenberg dropped only 1 place. Yeah, there's no other big surprise stories in there. Yuki actually gaining 9 places despite running wide and having a spin. You know, it actually worked out relatively well for him, just missing out on points though. Let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship. Max leads by just 21 points now. We are chiseling away at that gap. It's less than a race win now. With 2 races to go, it is going to be close. It's going to be very close. Perez still in 3rd, a long way ahead of Leclerc. Sainz tries to close the gap on his teammate. Paul's away from George. That's going to be a really tough battle between Sainz and George. And I think George is probably going to lose that battle, given that he's running older spec parts and the Ferraris now have new engines in their cars. So I think George is probably now consigned to 6th place in the Drivers' Championship. Let's have a look at the Constructors. Red Bull, 720 points. Red Bull have a huge lead over us. We're not catching them. But we did not pull away from Ferrari. I forgot about the sprint results. We actually lose 1 point to Ferrari, but we're still 63 points ahead of them with 2 race weekends to go. So 1 decent result in the next 2 races will see us confirmed in 2nd place in the Constructors' Championship. There's a maximum of 88 points available, so we only need to score 20 something points and we are confirmed in 2nd. We will certainly win on a tie. On countback, we have 6 wins, all of them coming in the last 6 races. Ferrari only have the 4. So Ferrari would need to win both of the next 2 races and us not score the relevant points to tie things up. And even then, on countback, we might still do it because we got the 6 wins first. So I think we're still covered, even if it's a draw. But hopefully we will finish comfortably clear. Let's see, Alpine again picking up some points. Still nowhere near Aston Martin, still miles ahead of Haas. Haas continue to stretch their legs over McLaren. Williams do pick up another couple of points, so I think they are now probably comfortable for 8th place. AlphaTauri just missing out on points today, but I think that was their best chance. I think once we get to dry running, the Williams will be too quick for them again, and Alfa Romeo is still just that 1 single solitary point. There we have a look at the fastest pit stops. We actually made it onto the leaderboard again this time, with a decent stop for George Russell, sub 2.2. So we get 7th place and 6 points for that. That is going to help close the gap to Williams. Oh no, we're way past Williams. It's going to help us close the gap a little bit to AlphaTauri, but we're still a long way off. I think 6th place is where we're going to end up. Red Bull have already won the competition. Still very close in 2nd and 3rd. You can see just a few points separating the next 3 teams there. Just 13 points from Ferrari to McLaren. So it could be anyone's guess as to who's actually going to come 2nd in that championship. There you can see the times. 0.08 of a second off the fastest time for George. It's getting very tight as to whether you make it or don't on the leaderboard here. 1.6 tenths for Lewis was his best stop, not even close to making the timings. So yeah, it's getting very, very tight. Very, very tricky to actually get onto the top 10 leaderboard now. So there we see a summary of the driver's performance. 15 overtakes, 16 failed overtakes for George, 11 successful defences, 9 failed. An interesting race, coming from 11th up to 4th. It was a great recovery drive for him. At one point it looked like we might be on the podium, but just didn't have enough in the car, unfortunately, to hold off the Ferrari or Max. As for Lewis, 8 successful overtakes, 16 failed. He was sat behind for a little while in the sprint and didn't get some overtakes done there. That's probably what's contributed to that. Defending 9 successful defences, no failed. Perfect defence in the Grand Prix weekend for Lewis this weekend. No points for Mick. We didn't run him because it was a sprint weekend. We might stick him in the car for Vegas. I don't know yet. In terms of sponsors, what did we fail? Oh, the quali position. We didn't get 2 in the top 6. So we failed on that. But we did keep our streaks going. So that is important. In fact, I think, did we... We did get our finish position streak done. Good. So we'll have a crack at one last streak worth for 2 races. But that's an extra 5.2 million in the bank. And now comes the tricky bit. Now I have to figure out exactly how much I've actually got left in my cost cap to determine how much more research I can get done. Farah, if you're still with us, could you do me a favour? Could you check and see what my remaining budget was at the end of the last stream, please? Or Mr. Water. Let's have a look. Inspections. Oh, parts are failing. That's not good. That's not good at all. Rear wing research is done. You can see we are now seeing the benefits in the emails, which is something that we didn't see. We were getting the benefits, it just wasn't showing them in the emails. That's something they fixed in today's patch. Concerned about the race sim. Structural damage. What have they been doing with that race sim? We've got to shut it down for 8 days. Alright, let's see what parts we can swap over. Let's do Lewis's car first. Alright, so it's still got a spare underfloor. Okay, suspension. Do not have another spare suspension. So we'll be putting that suspension on George's car. Nothing is going to fail in the next Grand Prix. Okay, let's take a look at George. Oh, lots of parts have failed here. We'll start with the suspension. Let's upgrade him to the Spec 3. Underfloors. We'll give him a replacement of the same spec. So we've got no spare underfloors now on the current spec, Spec 4. Rear wing. I've got 1 spare rear wing. Front wings. I've got 1 spare front wing. Okay, so that's going to give George a bit of a performance boost in the next Grand Prix. His car will be closer to Lewis's now. Now you can see still a little bit of a deficit, but closer. Definitely a little bit closer. That's due to him not having the side pod yet, and I'm hoping he will have that in time for Vegas. It's 11 days away. And the side pod is 7 days away. So yeah, he should have the side pod for Vegas. Alright, let's see if we can untangle this cost cap mess. So I've got 5 mil left, but prediction is still going to include further costs. I'm going to go on the understanding that my projected is still going to come off what my remaining talent is. So that my remaining total is. So thank you. It says 3 million from Mr. Water there. That puts us around about 3 million. So let's see if we can work off that. I've got some hours to use, and I don't know what part I want to use them on. I'm thinking a front wing. Only really afford one more maybe two more projects, and that depends on what those projects are. Front wing's going to be 1.6 mil. That's pricey. Side pods are a mil. We've already done a couple of those. 1.5 mil for an underfloor. 1.3. Already done a couple of chassis upgrades. I suppose I could try and squeak another one of those in. Let's wait until these projects are done. We've got 3 days until the underfloor is done, so let's wait until that's finished. Make our decision then. Hospitality is now refurbed. Weather Centre is now in need of a refurb. We're not going to do anything with that. It's not going to rain, I don't think, at Vegas, and it's certainly not going to rain in Abu Dhabi. So I doubt we're going to need the Weather Centre again now until March. Alright, there we go. The underfloor project is done. Interestingly, look, the lifespan of the part can go up through research. I've never noticed that before. It's because we've not had these visual benefits in the replies in the emails before. We've just had the the figures without showing how much they've improved by, or what the improvements are. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool to see that you can strip the weight off the car, and then researching can make those parts more reliable. Increase their lifespan, even if it's only just a little bit. I like that. That's kind of cool. Very crowded looking calendar, as you can see. We've got scouting coming up in just over a week. Still got a couple of days to go until our side pod for George is done. Let's go ahead and get a new project done. So we're still 18 days away from a front wing. So I think we'll just bite the bullet and do a second underfloor project. So let's start looking to tweak. So as before, you can't slap everything to the right and expect everything to improve. So if you take a look at those values, 4.73, 0.1, 0.11, 0.5, 8.5, they should stay the same once we do this. There you go. So it's not like the last game where you can just slap everything to the right and get improvements across the board. You really do have to fine-tune your choices. Airflow sensitivity is definitely going to take a big hit, so we want to really push that. I think downforce is going to be less of an issue. I want to push drag reduction, and I just want to maybe drop our downforce generation down a little bit more. There we go. We're going to put one engineer on that to maximize expertise. So, an underfloor has just cost us 1.45, so that means we've got maybe $1 million left. Given that our cooling hasn't been great, I think a side pod would be a better call than a chassis. Although a chassis might give us a better acceleration. No, I'm going to go with the side pod. It's going to be affected by both cooling and airflow quite heavily, so we'll go with that. This is our final part for the season that we can research. We're going to give us a nice little boost to airflow. Going to drop the drag reduction down a little bit. Just increase the cooling a touch. And again, I'm just going to go one engineer. Right, I really hope we don't break the cost cap. So we're projected to spend another 2.1 mil. Remaining 2.7. I don't want to spend any more. Ooh, it's going to be it's going to be touch and go. So whether or not we actually get through without breaking the cost cap there. Let's check in with the board. So, as you would expect, the board are delighted with the recent run of results. In fact, they've been delighted with our results since Zandvoort. You know, we had that slight bobble at Spa where we just weren't as competitive as we could have been. And then everything since then, and even Budapest before, has been top-notch stuff. So, we are on target. We're looking strong in progress or in preparation for our long-term target next season. It's looking good. It's looking good. Right, spare rear wing. Oh, sorry, spare front wing, spare chassis. Now, can I fit this? Yes, I can give chassis number 3 to George. That'll give him a bit of extra speed. Damn it, we spent money for no... Well, I say no reason. There's always the risk that that would have broken the race sim even more, which would have cost even more to fix it. It cost us 80 grand and shut it down for a week, but better than having to pay 2-3 times that to fix it and shutting it down for even longer. So, okay. And there is the side pod, so let's fit that onto George's car as well. Okay, let's compare. They should be identical now. Slight difference. Where is the difference? I wonder if it's a suspension. It's a suspension. That's the difference between the two cars. Okay. It's close though, very close. So if we go car analysis, let's look at Lewis's car. Oh, damn it, keep doing that. Look at Lewis's car as the main. Let's see. Actually, just wait till we get to Las Vegas. Our source center is upped. That'll give us a little bit of extra income. Okay, so we've made it to Vegas. Let's take a look at car comparison. So Ferrari, yeah, they're 0.6 kilometers an hour faster than us. They've got a slightly better acceleration than us. We've still got a better DRS quite comfortably, which again, given where the the length of the main straight with DRS at Vegas, that's going to be very useful. Equal in low speed cornering. We've got the advantage in medium and high speed and dirty air. Better brake and engine cooling. Lighter car. Let's take a look at red. Actually, Sainz's car is quicker, I think. Oh no, Sainz's car is slower. Okay. Let's have a look at Max. Max is still a kilometre an hour. Oh no, he's not. He's 0.04 kilometres an hour faster than us. Okay, so we've really managed to close the gap in terms of straight line speed to the Red Bull. Acceleration is a little bit down still, but we've got a much better DRS than them. We're better in the low speed, better in the medium speed, down a little in the dirty air and the high speed. They're cooling on their brakes is phenomenal, but again we have a lighter car. It's going to be an interesting race tomorrow night when we go to Vegas. That is it for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been another great race for us. We've really started to put the squeeze on Max. Got the gap down to just 21 points in the Drivers' Championship now. It's getting very, very close. Definitely squeaky bum time in the Red Bull camp. Can we go that little bit further with what's left of our power unit and outscore him by enough in the remaining two races? Join me tomorrow night at 9 PM UK time, usual time, to see how we do in Vegas. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.